Hi, it's Candy. Welcome to our channel. I'm excited to do this video. I hope it's helpful in our series of Back to Planner Basics. This particular video is going to be how to plan your day. We're going to take a day and we are going to plan it, okay? So again, I hope it is helpful to you. So we're going to jump in and get started. And I will preface this once again, just with some information. This is a Franklin planner. It is a binder system, so it's a ring-bound system. It is a day on 2 pages. That's just the one I know that I prefer. So, okay, that's what we're going to be looking at. I think you'll be able to watch this, and then certainly, I mean, it's flexible enough. You can see what I did, and you can make it work into whatever system you are working. If you are still deciding, you may, I don't know, you may want to consider this, or again, you may just take the information and use it into what system you are already doing, okay? So, what we have done is, we've learned through the past videos that we take the month at a glance. So we've taken August previously. We've taken any appointments we have. We've taken any specific things that we need to do, and we've plugged it into each day in the month of August as we needed to do it. Now that was a little pre-August, just as in the next few days we're going to be doing for the month of September, right? So there's our September. So we're going to be putting that over here onto the pages of September where they need to be, and then we'll work accordingly, because we don't sit down and do it one time. It's just constantly, the days and the weeks are just constantly in motion. We have appointments that come and go, that change time. We have kids things that, you know, maybe they forget to tell us about or whatever, but your appointments and your daily task list are constantly in motion. So that's one of the things I really want to stress is, it's not that you get this done once and it's over with. No, it's constantly changing and evolving. So probably one of the reasons I write in pencil, but you know, it's no big deal. It is constantly in motion. So, you know, set yourself a little bit free with some of that information right there. So we've taken it from the month at a glance. We have plugged it into our specific day, okay? So how you end up planning your day will become very personal. The kind of system you like best, you know, how you want to do it, when you want to do it, all of that. So that will become very personal as you develop that style. But I always think we have to have a starting place, and we have to have some sort of something to follow. At least I do. So this is how I do it with this particular system. And it follows pretty closely the Franklin Planner system. That's where I learned, you know, I may have gotten off track here or there or whatever. But here are a couple of parts to this system that we're going to be looking at. We're going to be looking at an appointment schedule, okay? Now that is timed. That is any schedules you have that have a time to them, okay? Nothing today, but we're going to pop over here. Here was something on Wednesday the 16th when I just had a few things at specific times, but because of those things, there wasn't anything else that I was going to be doing that day, okay? Here's another one where I just have task lists to do, and again, because of these, there were no appointments that I was going to be scheduling or doing. This was my work for the day. So that's kind of how a day can end up. You can have appointments and not have much of a list over here, or vice versa. There's no wrong or right way to do it. It's just how the day ends up being, okay? So have any or all scheduled appointments on your page. Now that was probably going to happen prior to today with specific appointments, unless a friend called and said, you know, hey, can we do lunch at 1? So, you know, you can pop that in real quickly. You're going to get to be flexible. And the thing about it is, when you're a good planner, it doesn't tie you down. I think it kind of sets you free, because immediately you can look and go, hey, I'm good for the day, instead of going, oh my gosh, was there something I'm supposed to be remembering to do? Oh my gosh. So truly, I think being a good planner helps set you free. So that's just my thought on that. prioritize daily task list. Okay, so this is where you get to put down what specifically needs to be done during the day, and you get to prioritize it. Like, you may have 25 things right here on your list. However, some of them need your direct attention. They must get done today, and some of them probably don't. It's just, I want to remember to do them. I can do them tomorrow, or I can do them the first of next week. So here's the way a prioritized daily task list is done. That again will give you a lot of freedom. You get your things written down here that you want on your list, and then you go through this and you put an A beside anything that needs your top attention during the day. So that is an A. All of your A's are something you must get done today, okay? Your B's are things that, if I get all my A's done and I have some time left, I'll start working on my B list, and so on. If you have things that are still left, but golly, you could move them to tomorrow or the first of next week is fine, then you put right here a C in this column. You can always put those off. Or maybe it's not you putting them off, there just wasn't time for it, okay? So that's how you prioritize your daily task list. When you have all of your A's together, then you go through those, and what has to have your first attention absolutely gets a 1. So it's in the A part, and it gets a 1, A1. That's what you do the very first thing, because that has to be done, okay? And A2 would be the next thing that you moved on to. And A3 still has to have attention first thing, but there are 2 other things ahead of it, but then you move on to your A3. And that's how you attack your prioritized daily task list. Now, there's one thing on here for sure that I've tried working on. I can't put my hands on this information immediately, and I can do that the first of next week. So I will actually move that on over. Now, we have a certain amount of information we can cover today, and then we'll cover more information in another video, and that's one of them too, is how we move things forward and what we do with them then, okay? Now, I told you I always keep a page finder on the current day. I always keep a page finder on Monday of the next week. And I always keep a page finder on the first part of the next month. This is my month at a glance. I'll try to remember to link those videos, but they'll just be the last 3 that were up previous to this one, okay? This is a progressive task list, which I love using too. This is what I use for my projects that can be done a little bit into the future. They're right in front of me. They're not in a sticky note that's going to go anywhere, but they do not have to be done right now. So they go on this progressive task list. Okay, now, this is what I have a lot of questions about too. What do you do on the right side of your day when you're on a day on 2 pages? This is how I use it, and this is why I like this system so very much. Okay, this page actually, I know if y'all have great ears, you can hear my little beeper going off upstairs. Okay, here's the day. This is Monday. Appointment schedule, prioritize daily task list, and a whole big blank page that says daily notes. How do you use that? Okay, so this is how I use it. I mark off about halfway down the page. I mark across the page, and then I mark down the middle. Okay, then what I do is I work from things over here that are personal and that are special that way, and that's why this little part is covered up. But this little part of the day owns its own little part of my world, and I know that this has to be taken care of like that. Over here are another little section of notes. I called customer service on a place that I deal with today, and it was important enough that I wanted to remember the name of the person I talked to, what time I talked to her, and I just wanted notes on that. This is where any notes like that go. Any personal customer service call, anything like that goes over here. This is something else that I'm going to have to move forward to. I'm not going to get into that. We'll lose minutes. Okay, but that's what I do over here. So both of these columns have specific things that I do in them. This part up here I leave for note taking. And I can put a lot of things up there. It just depends. I used to, when I did this as more of a business, and I had a lot of other people that we were working with, I used to, after I divided this, the section of the whole bottom was calls. The column on the left was client calls. The part on the right was team calls. So I still knew at a glance what was over here and what was over here. And then again over here I did any note taking that I needed to do. So that is how I use this part of my page, and I love it. Again, no sticky notes. I can keep a very detailed set of information, and I always have everything. I can refer to just about everything and tell you what, when, why, and how. And that's why I love this system so much. Okay, yeah, here's my little notes. I always have notes over here, you guys, so I can try and be sure and have good content, okay? So this part could be in any one of these quadrants. You could have business specific information, you could have family specific information, again, customer service information. You could divide this however you want it. Now, if maybe you have another binder for that type of thing, that's great. That will help you decide if a day on 2 pages is something that you would be interested in. If you want to keep everything together right there in one place for you, this might be something for you to consider. Okay, so as I was putting this together about the different videos that we were going to touch on and when we would do them, I actually think that there is a lot of information in this that will help you determine what kind of planner that you would be interested in. But this information needed to come after some of the other things that we talked about in the other videos. But with this information, I hope that it's good, solid information that all of you can use right now in some way or another. Like for people that are new in the planning world, hopefully it will give you a lot of good information. I know that I have questions all the time about a day on 2 pages. How do I work it? What do I do with that right side? And all of those. If you're a seasoned planner, maybe you heard something that will be helpful as we kind of went over how you plan your day. And then just a little FYI, those of us that are Franklin Planner people got our Franklin Planner, the autumn catalog, in the mail yesterday. So if you're looking at new binders, you could probably find this information also on the website. I like paper catalogs from different places, so I just kind of went through it and put all my little tabbies and notes and stickies and things. But they've got some really good, some really great, good looking binders and that you can select from in different sizes and that type of thing. So that'll give you a little bit more information and some new things too. Okay. If you guys have more specific questions about the planner, about planning your day, about where to put something, how to move that into what's going on, please add that into the comments, because if you have that question, there's probably a very good chance that somebody else has that question also. I will answer any questions I can. You know all the stuff that's important to a YouTube channel, and you guys also know that the most important thing is the fact that you take your time to watch, and I appreciate you so much. I will see you soon, and thanks again. Bye.